Now, when it comes to leads, KPIs or key performance indicators, there's a couple things you need to follow and keep track of. Obviously, your total spend. Now, one thing about total spend, if you say, Google, I want to spend $1,000 a month on my ads, that kind of gives permission to Google veer in either direction about 10%. So if you spend 1,000, they could spend 900, they could spend 1,100. So total spend is not a hard, fast number. Make sure that you know that there's going to be a little bit of variance there. You can also find out what your average cost per click. So every time somebody clicked on an ad, what did it cost me? That number could be $3, $5, $8, whatever that number is. It's probably different, but it needs to be tracked for sure in your system. Also, cost per lead. This is probably the biggest thing that we track for our clients is how much did it cost for every lead that we got. And that number varies wildly. For window treatments, these numbers are actually probably a little bit low right now. With the way that the economy has been pre-election, I should say, we had clients paying $200 and $300 per lead because it was quite competitive. It's definitely relaxed a little bit now, but on $85 to $180 is good for a cost per lead, with the idea that as you continue to do A/B testing and optimize you drive that number down. So even if you are $180 a lead in month one, you start doing some work, optimizing, you're driving that number down. By month 3, maybe you're at 160, right? By month 6, you're at 100, that kind of stuff. So it can really, you need to drive that number down as time goes on. Chuck is asking, what is a recommended spend for a reasonable ROI? Great question. So for our clients, we highly recommend that they start at $1,500 a month. If you start at 500 or 800 a month, what's going to happen is there's not going to be enough traffic for Google to learn who your audience is and who's going to convert. Ultimately, Google wants to send you the right traffic, right? So that you keep spending money with them. So they have to learn who that traffic is, their demographics, those sorts of things. So it depends partially on how much Google has learned, but we recommend for our clients to start at 1,500. And usually in month 3 or 4, our clients will say, you know what, this is working pretty well. Let's go ahead and add another 1,000 to it. Because again, as I mentioned earlier, you're putting $1 in and $10 is coming out, or whatever that number is. You can see that math because your conversion tracking is in place. Those types of things are working, and you can see that number, how many leads were generated. And then lastly, the most important KPI is return on investment. That's pretty obvious, right? For most everybody that's in business.